A very warm welcome to Johor. This is the AFC Champions League. It is match day 1 in Group I. Johor Darul Taksim taking on Kawasaki Frontale. The team just about to be crowned the champions of Malaysia for the 10th consecutive year against the runners-up last season in the J-League. They also met in the group stages last year at the same venue. Twice they played here. Remember, then the groups were all split into individual areas, and the scores there were 5-0 to Kawasaki and 0-0. Tonight the conditions are, it's a little bit cooler, a little bit cloudy, 29 degrees, 82% humidity, a little bit of wind, but this is a fully enclosed stadium, so the outside wind doesn't really have much of an impact here. On paper, J-League teams traditionally do well, and on paper a J-League team should really be superior to a Malaysian Super League team, but this is a very different Malaysia Super League team. Johor Darul Taksim have got resources and they are using them really, really wisely. And a change in the rules in the AFC Champions League as well, allowing them to field 6 foreign players on the field at any given time. 5 from anywhere and 1 from an AFC country. That also enables Johor to use the depth of their squad to the maximum potential. As for Kawasaki Frontale, well, they have had a middling season. They're in the semi-finals of the Emperor's Cup, and they've got a semi-final coming up in that in a couple of weeks' time. But in the league, they are mid-table. It has been a season of transition for coach Toru Aniki. A number of young players have come into the side, and after a disappointing J-League Cup campaign, add that to a disappointing time in the league, and one suspects that this is not the Kawasaki that came so close to taking the title in 2022. Indeed, this is a Kawasaki that Johor Darul Taksim may well feel that they are able to get the better of. Previous matches between these two teams, as I mentioned, just the 2 played last year. A 0-0 draw and a 5-0 thumping for the visitors. And from that game, there are 6 surviving members in what we believe to be the starting lineup for Kawasaki, and 5 in the JDT side. The JDT have also made a number of big signings that have revolutionized the way they play. One thing I can tell you, though, is there was an expected return for Fernando Forestieri. He has not been deemed fit enough to be either in the starting 11 or on the bench. And the Japanese player Kunimoto, he's perceived not to be on the bench either. And so Johor have sprung 1 or 2 surprises, and Kunimoto and Forestieri will have been very much in the planning of Kawasaki Frontale and how they should cope with Johor Darul Taksim. We'll get the official team news when the teams come out, but from what we hear and what we saw in the warm-up, it looks a very familiar lineup for Johor from Esteban Solari's team. They've had quite an incredible season, have Johor Darul Taksim. They have won every game in all competitions bar 1. And that was a last-minute equaliser, an injury-time equaliser conceded in a thrilling 3-all draw against Kedah. But they won the FA Cup, conceding just 1 goal on the way. They are in the quarter-finals, 1 foot in the semi-finals of the Piala Malaysia. That's the Malaysia Cup. They hold a 3-0 lead from the away tie against Negri Sembilan and have a place in the semi-finals beckoning. And they are 1 point away from completing that 10th consecutive Super League title. It has been a remarkable campaign for Johor Darul Taksim. Defensively, they barely concede a goal. Going forward, they score on average 4 goals a game in the league, and they hit 10 in the Malaysia Cup against Kelantan recently. Kawasaki Frontale, by contrast, their form is very, very patchy. A run of defeats, but there have been 1 or 2 injuries, and they've got a big signing that they can boast, a former AFC Champions League player, a player with Premier League experience with Swansea, as did Jordi Amat, teammates for a very short time. But Kawasaki Frontale have signed from Galatasaray in Turkey, Bafatimbi Gomez, and he was twice an AFC Champions League winner with Al Hilal. And there he is, just on the extreme right of your screen there. We're expecting a crowd close to 25,000, which for a midweek fixture in Johor is a pretty commendable effort. Of course, they'd like to fill this beautiful 36,000 capacity stadium. 25,000 will be on hand to witnessed the start of the AFC Champions League campaign for Kawasaki Frontale and Johor Darul Taksim. Johor made it to the knockout stages last year. That will be their minimum ambition for this season. Kawasaki Frontale, of course, there's always pressure on J-League clubs to make it to the latter stages of any competition. It's beautifully poised, match day 1, AFC Champions League. This is Johor Darul Taksim versus Kawasaki Frontale. It's a coolish night in Johor, which is in the southern tip of Malaysia. There was a heavy thunderstorm lasting about 2 hours earlier on. That's really got a little bit of zip into the surface, which is beautifully manicured. Kawasaki fans, there's 100 or so of them up in the top right-hand corner of the main stand. As you can see, just a little bit cooler than usual. The team's Johor wearing tracksuit jerseys just to make sure they're warm. Wouldn't exactly call it cold, but it's an unusual sight. The vocal backing for Johor will come away to their left. The boys of Straits, they call that army of fans. Kawasaki Frontale, they've got their own passionate supporters. We're in this together. Kawasaki Frontale, that's what they call it, Forza Kawasaki. Based on a relationship with Gremio that was forged back in the 1990s. That's why the colours of blue and black are the predominant colours for Kawasaki. They're in their change strip of all white today. But this is the Johor lineup, and one or two surprises. As I say, there's no Forestieri, there's no Kunimoto, but coming in is Shane Lowry to upon Jordi Amat, who's the captain at the back. Afik Fazale gets an early birthday present. He will play alongside Hongwon and Munif in the heart of midfield. Heberty Bergson and the exciting young Malaysian Arif Aiman will be the front three for JDT. That shows two changes from the side that beat Negri Sembilan 3-0 in the Malaysia Cup in their last competitive fixture. Heberty, number 37, on loan from Bangkok, brought in for his experience on these big occasions. And this is a JDT team who are peppered with full international players, and expectations will be rising as they come into the latter half of this year. Match referee is Abdul Rahman Al Jassim from Qatar. He's been on the FIFA list for 7 years now. No-nonsense referee. His officials, Al-Mari from Qatar and Al-Kandari from Kuwait. Fourth official is the Australian Jonathan Pereiro. Kawasaki Frontale, they have the same team that eked out a 1-0 victory over Tokyo, FC Tokyo, in the J-League at the weekend. That's a 4-3-3 formation with Bafatimbi Gomes leading the line alongside Marcinho and Yanaga. They say Yazuto will play that number 14 role. He easily slots back into a right of midfield. Taki Bernarda and Seiko will be the workhorses in the heart of midfield. In that 5-0 victory last year, Wakizaka was on target, as was Marcinho. So most of this team know this venue. Won't be intimidated by it in any stretch of the imagination, but it is a fabulous venue to be hosting AFC Champions League football. Considerable differences, though, from last year. The 5+1 rule strengthens Johor. The signings that they've made as well, and the form they're in, and the confidence they take into this game, mean that many observers think that this team do have a shot. On the bench, the likes of Diogo, the Brazilian, Akio Rashid, who shone in a recent international against China, Enric Dos Santos, and Shama Kuti, who celebrates a birthday on the 1st of October, Shafiq Ahmad, who scored a famous winner in an AFC Champions League match against Japanese opposition. Okay, we are all set. Kawasaki Frontale will know they are in a major contest here. Johor will be looking to make home advantage tell. Match day 1 of 6. And we are underway. Kawasaki Frontale in the all-white get us underway. And how about that for a statement of intent from Bergson da Silva early on, closing down the centre-back, Aminami, who thought he had plenty of time to make the clearance. Here's Jody Amet onto Shane Lowry, the Australian. Hasn't played too many games. The additional foreign players allow Lowry to spend some time in the English League to come in. There's Levert Corbinong down the line. Lowry hoists it forward. Aminami, he's signing at the start of the season from Kashiwa with the headed clearance. Here's Levert Corbinong. Afik. Ooh, it's a little bit short. Afik just had that pinched off him. In the heart of midfield, Taki Bernada. Seiko. Out wide. Mika Yamane. They'll play these lovely little triangles. They're very good in the maintenance of possession. They run it back pretty quickly there as well. Kurumaya, who's been with the club since he was a kid, celebrating 10 years as a senior pro this year. Kurumaya. Yamane back to Aminami, the 25-year-old. Impressive early spell coming here from the visitors. Marcinho up against Davis. Zato went for the give and go, didn't follow through, and so Matt Davis can run that one out. Marcinho on target. He will give Matt Davis a torrid time as we look at Esteban Solari, the head coach this year of JDT. What a season he's been able to be in charge of. Long ball goes through to Jung Seung Rong, the Korean, signed from Suwon in 2016, 67 caps. He's 38 now, his international days are over, but his calmness, as you saw there, under pressure from Arif. Kyohei Abidazato. They're beginning to get some stability in their 11. Kawasaki. And we're expecting an improvement in form as they go through to the end of the season, as Muniz spins away from two, looks out, looks for Bergson. Here is Bergson, he's got Heberty in the middle. Cleared by Aminami. Marcinho is there. Vidazato, nicely played. Yanega, ostensibly right forward, but is allowed to wander all over the place, Akihiro Yanega. Bit of a legend in the J-League. Only 25, but shouldering the responsibility as the holding midfielder. Kurumaya, Taki Bernada. There is a definite change of personnel as Gomez plays it out wide to Wakizaka. Wakizaka, of any of the midfielders, he'll be the one to try to get forward. Yanega. Imane's got round the outside, and Amet, not as slice as that one. Not often you see Levert Corbinong beaten for raw pace. First corner into the 4th minute. Kurumaya's up there. Yamane's on the goal line. Comes to the back, but just didn't clear. Afik for Zale. Bernada. Yanega down to Marcinho. We're seeing in the early stages, I think Johor are going to have to be very patient. He's in possession. A bit of space there. Seiko, but Jordi Amat steps in on Munith. Dispossessed when he finds Arif. Munith tries the difficult ball, looking for Heberty over the top. Picked out, Marcinho. Yanega against Davis. Good muscular play. A player who captained Malaysia in a recent international against Syria. This one breaks though to Tatsuki Seito. really confident start from Kawasaki. 1-0 victory over Tokyo really has boosted their confidence. You can see that an awful lot of goals this year. It's very unlike them. They haven't had that settled side. It's the 29-year-old Miki Yamane. International caps for him, and of course Japanese international football is on very much a high. Those recent victories over Germany and Turkey. He's going to have his hands full with Yanega, not so much for pace, but in his just his clever positioning. Zato does well. Kodamaya. Kyohi Noribizato. Now then, Marcinho. Allowed to run. Oh, it's rather mishit on the edge of the box. Makizaka. That's exactly the kind of breakaway that Kawasaki were looking to exploit. Gomez got the header, and Tatsuki Seito couldn't quite pull it back, but that was a clear chance. Edge of the box, precisely what Yasuto was after. Having a look at the ball in, would have been offside, I think, against Seito. But it was the earlier moments, the earlier effort for Yasuto Wakizaka that was the real problem for JDT. Lowry. Back live. Bergson beaten in the air by the muscular presence of Takuma Aminami. Mane's made a great run down the right-hand side. Keeps it alive. Marcinho was there. Rather jumping into Diori Amat. The free kick has gone to Johor Darul Taksim. That's just an awkward landing, nothing more than that, a little bit winded. That ball comes in. Marcinho jumps at him. Oh, yeah. He lands right on his ribcage. The big breaths, he'll be okay. Really important part of the success of Johor Darul Taksim this year. The baton was fired in the AFC Champions League last year, but settled down at centre-back Amat. He and Hongwon. Central defensive area. Really been a big part of JDT's incredible run of results this year. Every game bar one won. Competitive. It's a challenge defeat here to Borussia Dortmund. Matt Davis. With the big boys, Kawasaki. J-League teams, of course, the Saudi teams when they play, and Ulsan and BG Pathum United there amongst the big boys as well. That's a ball looking for Bergson, who barges into Kurumaya. Led with the shoulder, and Kurumaya left on the floor. He's not scared to leave a mark or two as Bergson da Silva. Kurumaya gives the thumbs up. Kurumaya has eyes for the ball. Bergson jumping away from it, and a bit of a hip check. Those who follow ice hockey, that's a pretty solid hip check in hockey. Marcinho. Davis, tight as he can be. Kurumaya. Seito in space. Marcinho being given plenty of the ball early on. Kizaka. A little bit short, and Arif Ayman able to get involved, but loses out to Wakizaka. And he gives the ball away to Afik. Afik can't get there. Seiko looks for Gomez, but Gomez knew he was offside. Recent signing, just played, made his debut against Tokyo. Here's Hongwon. Lowry and Hongwon both had experience in England. Lowry in the all-competitive championship, and he's a rugged defender. He's got the nod ahead of Ferros, but that's given away. Not a good ball by Muniz, and Gomez just dragged back, and that will be a yellow card for Nathaniel Seo Hongwon. 11 minutes in. There's a poor pass by Juan Muniz. Hongwon has pulled Gomez back, and the yellow card for deliberate foul play. Very rare for Muniz to give the ball away like that. It's a different kind of pressure. It is a step up once you hit the AFC Champions League. Johor, for all their domestic success, it's success in this competition I think will define their season and their future. Sato is number 25. Kizaka, number 14. Marcinho has to be at least a metre clear of that six-man wall. Does have the ability. Sihan Hazmi. He's got 6 in that wall. He's got to trust it to cover one side. He's central in his goal. It's more than 30 metres out, 30 plus. The six-man wall has been reduced to 4 broad-shouldered men. Zuto deflected off the wall, and for a second corner of the match for Kawasaki Frontale, who've been absolutely dominant in this opening period. Six in the penalty area. Crowding around Sihan. Gomez at the near post. They pull it back. Oh, it's over the top. What a chance for Yanega. Akihiro Yanega. He just moved away from the crowd at 6-yard box and was picked out beautifully by Yasuto Wakizawa. It's awkward. It's on the half volley. Just couldn't keep it down, but that is a big, big chance. Just tried to caress it into the corner. Credit Afik Fazel got out and made the clearance. It's Kurumaya to his goalkeeper, Chung Yong. So a couple of very, very threatening moments from Kawasaki. Davis stretches. As does Afik. Yaman lets that run through to his goalkeeper. Lowry looks for Heberty. He's hardly seen the ball. Hongwon finds Afik again. It's a little bit careless. Get away with that in the domestic league, but how sharp Kawasaki are in closing down the space, just 2 or 3 yards difference. Yamane. Yanega. Yamane again. Yanega almost seems to play at half pace. There he is, opening up the play. Experienced Kohi. He's the muscle at the back. Shintaro Kurumaya. He's won 4 caps in his time. Now that's broken. Arif Ayman. First chance to get on the ball for Arif. Munith. Lever Corbinong. Likes to get into these attacking positions, but plenty of white shirts back. As soon as they lost the ball, it was noticeable that Kawasaki were retreating and closing down very quickly on Munith. Just that big difference. They're on the front foot, are Kawasaki. Johor don't have the time to take a second touch. It's got to be rapid. New problems for Esteban Solari to deal with. Some wrong. His defence. It's a high line, 18 yards out. Bergson, Lowry and Jordi Amat all good in the air. Davis also. It was indeed Bergson da Silva who got up there, couldn't keep the header down. Scored 15 goals in 17 league games, Bergson da Silva. Got a hat-trick in that 10-0 over Kelantan. That down. Interesting to see that Tatsuki Seto was saying he'd just been bundled over. In an age where goalkeepers are expected to be good on the ball, Rung has been doing that for a number of years. Most goalkeepers in the J-League have been indeed. Taka Bernarda does well, then loses out to Heberty, who's pulled it back. Munith was looking for Bergson. Expert positioning though from Takuma Aminami. He can break forward now. Niga doesn't use the run. Instead finds Seto, who looks out wide to Marcinho. Gomez in the penalty area, support arriving for him. To the box is Kizaka. Taki Bernarda, out wide, Yamane, Yanega. Yamane to push on the back of Hongwon. Riot of red and blue flags behind the goal that Johor are defending in this first half. Shamari and Amat. Look how quickly they're being closed down, but that's well played out by Amat. Rafik into space, but Nabarizato was looking forward, looking how to intercept. Managed to. Marcinho dispossessed by Heberty. It's the only real work that we've seen from Heberty. Defensive work. Munith looks for Arif. Kurumaya is hoping to let that one out, but he's cost his team a corner. Arif Ayman just nicking it off the experienced centre-back Shintaro Kurumaya, and that's a bonus corner kick for Johor. Enable Jordi Amat and Shane Lowry to make their way forward, and Matt Davis. Ball has been taken quickly. Afik hoisted to the far post, Lowry the target. Just helped over his head by Yamane. AFC Champions League Group I, match day 1, Johor Al Taksim 0, Kawasaki Frontale from Japan 0. Impressive opening 20 minutes from Kawasaki. Johor happy, I think, to still be in the game at the moment. It's Lever Corbinong. Munith. Davis. Heberty. Heberty has a long-range effort. Applause rings around the arena. I think it's more for the fact that Johor have actually had a strike on goal. And an indication perhaps that they might be able to change the way this match has been going, but Kawasaki have shown real expertise in the opening 20 minutes or so of this first of 6 matches in the AFC Champions League. Ulsan Hyundai and PG Pathum United are the other teams in this group. Davis, the challenge, finds Heberty. Lowry. Referee saw the foul, played the advantage. Johor were in possession. Now then, Arif Ayman, he's got pace, and Arif beats the keeper. Was he brought down? No, says Al Jassim. Arif Ayman says he was clipped as he went over. And right, VAR is in operation in this AFC Champions League group stages. And the referee is getting some advice. Arif's pace got him there ahead of Jung Sung Rong. And an early test of VAR. Wow, everybody surrounding. Instead, Arif Ayman is getting a telling off for simulation, not a yellow card. And Johor are continuing to pester the referee, but the VAR check is clearly over. He's clearly had words in his ear, but look at the pace there of Arif. Gets there ahead of Sung Rong, and I don't think there is any contact. He jumps and then falls. But it's Arto who was struggling for the pace. This will be the angle. Yeah, the goalkeeper has dived under Arif Ayman. I think referee and VAR have got that one absolutely right. But Munif squares it, just wide from Bergson. 2 moments to really set the pulses racing for Johor. Munif bursts onto this, drives through 2, and that's an instant reaction from Bergson da Silva. The game has suddenly come to life midway through the first half. It remains goalless, but Bergson's had a sniff of goal. Gomez bundled off the ball by Shane Lowry. Amat onto Heberty. Heberty driving forward, looking for Bergson. Breaks to one Munif. Bergson nearly left the foot in. Instead, it's broken to Marcinho. Marcinho. Bit of footwork. Gomez. Seto and Jordi Amat is in there. Zato, Taki Bernada. It's off the challenge from Arif. Davis has missed the header. Jordi Amat is covering. And so ball and Seto go out of play. Goal kick for JDT. 5 very good minutes. Sian Hazmi makes out the Indonesia international, Jody Amat. Ebati. Sato can't believe he hasn't got that throw. Matt Davis, quick to capitalise. Munith. Ebati. Took Johor maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get to the pace of AFC Champions League. Now there are signs that they are actually adapting. One who picked up a yellow card in that torrid opening spell. Amat to Davis once again. Wanting to play the ball short, but the defensive setup from team is making it difficult. Sheehan has to go for Lowry again. Let Lowry have the ball. I think that's Kawasaki Frontale are saying. Starve Jody Amat of possession because he can pass through us. Lowry more likely to go back to front. Hongwon. Ball trying to arrow it towards Arif. Hongwon plays that defensive, that number 6 role, wears 6, plays 6. Doesn't score many. The one he scored was a stonker in the FA Cup final against Kuala Lumpur at this venue. Seto. Ebati again does good defensive work, only breaks though to Gomez. Rizato. Passing statistics are going to be interesting to see at half-time. It's the pass masters of Kawasaki. Imane, Yazuto. Little dink over the top. Yanaga. Imane driving forward. Good work by Matt Davis, saw the danger, attacked the space. 40-odd caps for Malaysia. Matt Davis, Johor signed him from Pahang. Prior to that, he'd been in state leagues in Australia with Perth. Couple of awkward bounces. Hongwon decides to belt it, and Bergson will chase those kind of nothing balls. And look at that, Johor gets something out of a nothing situation. Just a hoik-up field by Hongwon. Bergson makes something of it. Ebati pulled back by the captain, Kento Takibanada. Interesting loan signing. I suspect Ebati and Kunimoto were signed with the AFC Champions League very much in mind. Kunimoto hasn't made the matchday squad today. Oh, Arif turned one way, beaten his man twice, goes back for a third time. Again, he says he's clipped, this time on the right foot, but that was exhilarating play by young Arif Ayman. He may well look unhappy that he didn't get the foul, but cuts inside. That's the second time he's beaten him, and then that does look like there's contact there from Takibanada. And it's penalty area adjacent. So, 2 moments for Arif Ayman that test the VAR, and Arif was closing down Sung Ryong. Marcinho closes down, and Marcinho's through on goal. Jordi Amat beaten. Marcinho lifts it over, and Amat can clear off the line. Vital touch from Sihan. Marcinho's only scored one league goal this season, and you could see he lacked a little bit of confidence as he bore down on Sihan Hazmi. Nonetheless, a really good block. Yanaga. Oh, plenty of openings in this opening half hour. Encouragement for both teams. Taki Bernada. Kurumaya. Lovely ball into the feet of Seto. Look out. JDT are now hunting impacts and closing down. And Bergson de Silva. Bergson stings the palms of the Korean Junction Grong. Cuts inside, catches it well. Goalkeeper experienced enough to know what's coming. Here's the earlier chance. Marcinho, it's that touch just a little bit far, but Sihan stays big. Maybe a save with a shoulder, but that does enough to deflect it upwards off the top of his head. Great header, Sihan. A little bit of head tennis, keeps JDT level. 0-0. The header, that time from Corbinong, and look at the difference now as Johor are trying to close the play down. They were a little bit passive in the first 15 minutes. Now very much they are trying to press on Kawasaki. Davis. Lovely spin and turn. Heberty stretches again. He's kind of playing in an attacking number 10 role. It's not the best pass, but Corbinong, well, Yamane did well not once but twice. Kento Takibanada as Toro Aniki looks on. 6th year in charge of Kawasaki, and he's trying to rebrand, refresh the team. Free kick, and Esteban Solari is incandescent. Twice he's saying. Arif Ayman was brought down, and he's going to get a talking to from Al Jassim. We have a quiet word. He couldn't resist. Couldn't resist having the last word, Esteban Solari. Waited till the referee's back was turned, quite sensibly. Marcinho. Yanega loses out. Heberty. Corbinong's made a great run forward. And Levert Corbinong gallops away. Yamane in pursuit. Corbinong. Only Bergson had matched Corbinong's run. Fazail, neat and tidy. Heberty just trying to play around the corner into Bergson. Zaka out to Yanega. No, you shouldn't stereotype nations teams, but Kawasaki are stereotypically Japanese. Keep the ball on the floor. They like to get wingers involved and fullbacks involved. They're attractive to look at, but that does mean you can get at them defensively. Zato looking for space. Johor with Hongwan sitting just in front of the back four. Nice compact defending from JDT. Arif left a foot in there. Zato. And the referee tried to play an advantage. A rather more pleasant exchange between Arif Ayman and the referee. The two where Arif thought he should have got fouls, should have got penalties. Yanega. Flick of the left ankle. Pidizzato. He's a calming influence at left back. His reintroduction to the team has just helped Kawasaki perhaps get a little bit of their form. The league is way beyond them, but the Emperor's Cup could well be a target. Semi-finals coming up for them. And the AFC Champions League, certainly they'll be looking to get out of this group. Ulsan Hyundai, Fiji Patam, as well as Johor in the way. As usual, a backdrop of noise. 37th minute. It's been a really good game so far. J-League visitors starting off really well, having a couple of great chances, and then Johor having a purple patch about the 25-minute mark. Since then it's been pretty even. Afik finds Heberty. It's dropped just a little bit deeper. That's helped the balance for JDT. Jordi Amat. Afik closed down really quickly by Seiko. Afik's taken a knock on the ankle. Again, there is the difference, and the Silver is having a word with the referee, saying, let's call the ball dead, but it's not up to the referee to do that, it's up to the players. Now the referee has done that. He does like to referee games. There's the difference. Seiko just that little bit quicker all over the pitch. The J-League team are half a yard, 2 yards quicker. Jihan Hazmi with a crucial save. As Marcinho bore down on him, closed the angle expertly, kept himself big, as the coaching technique tells you to do these days, and was rewarded with a headed clearance. The other end, Jung Rong. One day dive to his left to deny Bergson da Silva. That's a penalty incident where I think the referee has proven to have got it right. There is no contact. Indeed, it looked like Jung Rong dived underneath Harry Feynman Hanapi. He's taking advantage of the injury to Afik Fazel to get some water on board. Just 30 degrees there. Here's that save from Shihan. That touch is just a little bit long. Shihan edged forward 1, 2, 3 yards, closes it down, and then the supporting cast, Jordi Amat, able to complete the clearance. And up at the other end, this is the effort from Bergson da Silva. Catches it well. As they say, into goalkeeper's height. You would expect the goalkeeper to make that save. Certainly a goalkeeper of the class of Jung Seung-yong. Right, back in play. Here is Afik. Happily recovered. Munith, Heberty. And that slightly deeper roll. Arif. Bergson in the penalty area. Arif to the byline. And Bergson's header. Cleared off the line by Takuma Aminami. Difficult to get any real purchase on the header. There was no pace on the ball, so having to use the neck muscles. Relatively comfortable for Takuma. Again, Arif giving Mabunizato a torrid time. He has quite some talent, Arif Ayman. They've got Aki Rashid and Safawi that they can call on as well. Blessed with wingers. once again. Bergson was wanting that to be played into his feet. Instead, on Munith. For the second time, Munith causes a heart palpitation or two. Aware of the man behind him. Bergson clipped by Kento Takibanada. Well, in the two games they played at the stadium last year, it was 0-0 and 5-0. This is a far better 0-0 than it was last year. In terms of entertainment, anyway. Gomez. Bergson does so much good work for JDT, closing down. He and Arif Ayman, first line of defence. Heberty as well has done his work defensively. You can see Heberty there, the number 37, almost playing in a central midfield position. Marcinho. Kibanada. Seiko. Kurumaya. Lovely left foot. So what does this fella? Wakizaka's been relatively quiet, the number 14. He had that one shooting opportunity early on. For the most part, possibly the withdrawal of Heberty into that midfield area has reduced the space. Takuma to Shintaro Kurumaya. Little flick and is the closing down of the space once again. That wasn't happening in the first 15 minutes for Johor. Kawasaki were finding space in behind the midfield and in front of the back four. Bergson, whenever he fouls, he always pleads innocence. This is apologies to Taki Bernardo. It's comfortable enough. Heberty to Munith. Picking out Bergson. Good first touch. Heberty. Heavy first touch. Allowed Seiko to get in the challenge. Taki Bernardo pulls it right to Yamane. A little bit of space all of a sudden. Yanega pulls right to the touchline. Demands the possession and then just a little caress of the ball back to Wakizaka. Inaga takes it again. Little click of the wrist and Seiko in a might break to Marcinho! Just before half-time, it is a dagger blow by Kawasaki. Marcinho, an overhead kick into an empty net. Damage done by Yanega's little crossing. It caused indecision. Zihan came out to deal with it and didn't. The header fell into Marcinho. There doesn't seem to be a lot on here. And then Yanega just dinks this little ball in. It's played backwards. Marcinho coming back from an offside position. That's an interesting one for VAR. But Zihan, well, coming in for a cross that he really couldn't deal with. Seto's header, Marcinho into the empty goal. And there is a hint of an offside. Marcinho, he was coming back from an offside position. And even though the ball has gone sideways, you can be offside. And that, I suspect, is what VAR are just checking at the moment. That is what this delay is for. So Kawasaki and the referee's given a goal. Sihan, did he need to come for that ball? We're still waiting for the check. And the check will be for Marcinho, coming back from an offside position before he put the ball into the empty net. The common misconception is that the ball has to be played forward. If it's played backwards, he can't be offside, but it's his position when the ball is touched, not the way that the ball is played. That is the law. They are having a close look on that. The longer they wait, hope for Johor fans. No doubt, when the ball is touched, he's definitely in an offside position. The fact that the ball goes square is interesting, but the goal has been given. And VAR had a long look at it. Marcinho's goal right before half-time. Well, there'll be discussions over that one. There was a similar incident in a game involving Air Force Iraq and Sepang yesterday. Similar scenario. Again, that goal was given. Trying to puncture the mood, and it's not a great goal for Johor to concede. Seto making the run from midfield, and track Davis tried to intercept, but Seto got the header in. Marcinho into the empty net. So JDT have got to chase this. Here is Seto, get an assist for that. Davis flies in. Seto avoids the challenge. A little trip on Heberty. He's let quite a big go, has referee Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. To time added on at the end of this first half as Davis crosses. Now, nearly broke further there, Corbinong will try and put it back into the danger area. Bergson attacks it, Kurumaya defends expertly. Hongwan tries to replicate his FA Cup final heroics. No can do twice in a season. No can do twice in a career, I wouldn't expect. Wrong, no doubt, will bang this one towards the touchline. Kawasaki Frontale will hope that take this 1-0 lead into half-time. Header, Arif. JDT will be encouraged by the fact that Arif Ayman has seemingly got the better of Yohi Rizato at left back. And if they can get the ball to the mercurial winger, then there's opportunities for Johor, but the passing and movement of Kawasaki means that the goal scored by Marcinho just before half-time is the difference between the sides in this AFC Champions League Group I. Juan Munith has a word with the referee Abdul Rahman. Sihan Hazmi will look back on his part in that goal, also look back on an excellent save. But it's Marcinho, whose second goal of the season, first in the AFC Champions League, has separated the teams at half-time. Certainly not out of this are Johor Darul Taksim, the defending Malaysian champions, but they've got work to do in this second half. It is at half-time at the Iskandar Stadium. Johor Darul Taksim 0, Kawasaki Frontale 1.
players talking about?
This was new.
It's an amazing region. Wait, what's it like?
the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. We are in Johor Bahru in the south of Malaysia, AFC Champions League Group I. Johor Darul Taksim versus Kawasaki Frontale. It's a one-goal lead for the visitors, courtesy a goal very, very late in the half by Marcinho. His second goal in consecutive games. And he also scored in the 5-0 victory for Kawasaki at this same venue in the AFC Champions League groups last season. And so the 28-year-old will look on this as a happy hunting ground. And Kawasaki, having made a very good start, found themselves pinned back a little bit, improving in the latter stages and probably just deserve their one-goal lead. Johor, though they created enough problems for Jung Seung Rung to know that they are not out of this contest. Having a look at the teams as they've made their way out for the second half. No changes from either side, so the 11 who started are the 11 who are on the pitch. Johor, Darul Taksim get us underway in this second half. Johor in state colours of red and blue, going from right to left. They have Sihan in goal, the back four of Matt Davis, Jody Amat, the Indonesian international, Shane Lowry, and Lever Corbin Ong. Hong Wan in the heart of midfield with Afik Fazail and Wan Munith either side of him. And up front, Arif Ayman, Bergson de Silva and Ebati de Andrade. Kawasaki, though, started really well. Plenty of possession. Davis looks for Hebati. Withdrew into a more midfield role in the latter stages, and that was when Johor began to claw back a little bit of initiative in the game. Long ball looks for Yanaga and finds Yanaga. 38-year-old keeps it alive, finds Japan international Yamane. To Yanaga, his cross caused the confusion, created the goal-scoring opportunity for Marcinho. Yanaga again a little dink, and again Marcinho is coming in behind Matt Davis. And that is an opening. 70 seconds into the half, and Yanaga again, that little dink. And Davis unaware that Marcinho is coming in behind him. It's a feather-like touch that Yanaga has got. You can understand why, even at 37, he's such an ingredient in Toro Niki's team. Right then, Arif Ayman, if he's square, Arif Ayman! Brilliant save. Brilliant save by Jung Seung Rung. Arif closed down on goal. He looked confident. He was brave enough to take it on. Goalkeeper narrows the angle. And is that off the side of the head as well? Or is there a glove there? It's the side of the head as well. So both goalkeepers have made vitally important saves by use of the head. Big chance, both ends of the pitch. Muniz. I tell you what, Shane Lowry thought that that was goal-bound. Really entertaining game of football it was in the first half, and this second half has started off in a similar vein. Here's Muniz, the Spaniard. Pings it out wide. Arif, too much on that. Even Bergson's spring heels can way to get ahead of there, but Arif Ayman, his pace terrifies defences. Cross less so. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Arif, who scored 7 league goals, had the confidence to take it on, even though Bergson was probably an easier option square. Little touch, cleared by Shane Lowry. Yamane, Taki Bernarda. Lovely spread of the play to Noburosato. Marcinho. Seto. Little triangles once again. space. Desato didn't want to put the cross in, even though Gomez was begging for it. It's the throw-in off. Good work once again from Matt Davis. Jody Amat does well. Yamane tucking in from right back, saw the danger, saw that Amat had nowhere to go, and that's just good footballing IQ, as a co-commentator describes it. Good awareness of what can and cannot be done. Taki Bernardo gives a loose pass, and Bergson can release Arif once again, and Arif can run at Maya. Bergson, Afik, Hongwon, got a yellow card in the first half. Jody Amat, Davis, really in the penalty area. Bergson pushes up to the front line now. Johor hold on to possession. Jody, the pressure from Marcinho, cool as you like, finds Matt Davis. Heberty, Arif. Munith, Davis, build up. Mane hooks that one clear. That'll be a corner, second of this second half for Johor, third of the match. Good sequence of, what, 20, 25 passes from Johor before that cross came over. Munith to take an outswinger. Gomez defends at the near post expertly. Corbinong to Arif. Afik Fazale. Corbinong sweeps it out wide to Munith. Foul there by Shane Lowry. Overly aggressive in trying to get into position. No complaints from Lowry. He just yanked Mickey Yamane away. Unnecessary from Lowry. The bulk of his football in the ultra-competitive championship, Millwall and Birmingham amongst two of his clubs. Johor signed him from Al Ahly in Qatar. Gomez. Heberty works hard. Afik Fazale smuggles it out to Heberty, who still goes. Heberty. Oh, what a intended ball for Wan Munith. Brilliant defending, it's got to be said by Takuma. And coming the other way now, Yanaga. The velvet touch of Akihiro Yanaga. Little ding this time, Jody Amat, aware of the danger. Munith, rip-roaring game of football at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. Hongwon. Davis wants Arif ahead of him. Here is Arif. Kizaka. Need to do some defensive work, aware of Arif, and Heberty wants to be playmaker. Johor 0, Kawasaki Frontale 1. Marcinho's goal in the 45th minute, just before half-time. Check. Suspiciously offside, but VAR replay is proven to be right. Corbinong will chase. Great closing down that is by Minami. Hongwon again. That will come off Taki Bernardo for a corner kick. Pressure from JDT. Unbeaten in any game this season, any competitive game this season. Trailing. 6 to aim for. Kobinong. Penalty being spoken to by referee Al Jassim. William's there, Davis looking for it. Doesn't beat the near post. Then might break to Shane Lowry, and in the end, comfortably through to Johnson Wrong. Put it out of play because Shintaro Kurumaya is down, just feeling the back of his hamstring. Doing his bit for international relations. Real confusion up there. Really sure where Kurumaya picks up that injury. Could just be a little bit of experience kicking in. 31 years of age now, Kurumaya, and indeed the start from Johor in this second half has persuaded Toru Anuki to come down from the touchline and maybe consider a substitution. Trying to get in the ear of the fourth official, Australian Jonathan Barrero. That time, still 35 minutes to go. That was an interesting one. Bergson could have chased, decided it would have caused an uproar if he'd chased when the ball was being played back to Kawasaki. No harm done. 55 minutes played. Johor 0. Kawasaki 1. The other match, Ulsan and BG Pathum United are all square at 1 apiece at half-time. Essential for Johor, certainly not to lose home games, really to win. First time in 3 matches against this opposition. Forward, Wakazaka. Bergson, brilliant play by the Brazilian. Found it out of it. One Munith though. Curls across, looks for Heberty. Kurumaya defends magnificently. He looks a very cultured centre-back, but that's 3 times now Kurumaya has gone in bravely. Made real big interceptions. Nega. Marcinho drifts into space beyond Davis. Zato. Kurumaya. Kawasaki, I think, happy just to take the sting out of the game at the moment. And maybe to accelerate. It's Wakazawa. Zato looks for Gomez. Block from Lowry. Jordi Ahmed just helps it out to Yamane. Mane, Hongwon led the danger well, and Munith gets the better of Sato, and he looks for Arif Ayman, and Arif dispossessed. That's terrific covering from Takuma. Aminami saw that Arif was on his bike. And that bike was a super bike. Marcinho. He's got the only goal. Saki Bernarda. The best pass he's made, but the languid figure. Almost like he's playing futsal with his mates, and then sudden change of acceleration. Whole holds off a stern challenge, wins the foul. Munith frustrated by Yanaga. Each time Kawasaki play, you look at the lineup and you think, oh, Yanaga, surely he's past his best now, but time after time after time, little bits of quality just show the caress of the ball, a little 5-yard movement to his right, a little bit of strength that you don't expect. What a servant he's been to Kawasaki. Okazaki, oh, tried to catch Sihan out, that was clever. Sihan then looks for Arif, and Arif has got pace. So did that ball, just bounced into the gloves of Jung Sung Rung, who judged that expertly. And there is Sihan. He was just edging towards the right-hand side, expecting a cross, but I think he saw the glint in Yasuto's eyes. Safe catch. One excellent save with his head in the first half. Long ball over the top. Sihan stayed on his line, and Lowry is covering. Sato once again a late arrival in the penalty area, and Shane Lowry was covering for Sihan. Interesting. You let the ball bounce at your peril in and around your own penalty area, and Sihan was a little bit slow off his line. It's an excellent touch by Sato. So twice JDT's central defenders have saved one on the line. Kuramaya just too strong for Bergson. Tell you what, he's been outstanding, the pair of them, Aminani and Kuramaya. Zato with Takabanada in front of them, really strong defensively. Yamane dropping into midfield, creates the extra man, Marcinho. Top for Marcinho. Davis. Strong. It's good defending from Matt Davis. And Kawasaki maybe struggling mid-table in the J-League. But they are quality. And even though it's a transitional season, the young players, it looks like, are buying into it. Purchase of Gomez had a certain amount of physicality to them up front. Leandro Damião was for a long time the regular number 9. The structure they have defensively, there really was nowhere for Jordi Amat to play that ball, so Lowry has to force it. Corbinong will chase. Jung Sung Rong knocks it back to Australian Shane Lowry. On one. Bergson. Davis. Munith. More attacking options on the bench for Johor. Playing some decent football here. Davis hoiks it up. Bergson can't get the better once again of Takuma. That will be a needless corner. Zato, and quickly taken by Johor. Looks for Lowry at the far post, just a little bit too high. native hub for Johor Darul Taksim. We've got 26 minutes to play. Johor will need some kind of inspiration. On the bench, they've got the experience of Diogo Luis Santo, Akio Rashid, Henrik dos Santos maybe from midfield. Corbinong's header only finds Yanaga. It's amazing how often it just drops for Yanaga. He anticipates where the ball's going. Wakizaki Marcinho! Big chance. Must be 2-0. But somehow the Brazilians put it wide from, as you can see, a yard out. What a ball. Driven in, and Marcinho puts power on the header. Puts that back across the goalkeeper. That is definitely 2-0. Big let off Johor. Right. We've had enough warnings. Arif. Munith, crowded out. Taki Bernarda. There's Yanaga, strong enough to hold off Davis. And a foul by Matt Davis. More from the mercurial Yanaga. That's great strength, because Davis is no slouch in the physical battles. Right, the changes are being considered. Luis Santo, experienced AFC Champions League campaigner with Buriram and Johor, of course. This is his second spell at JDT. Marcinho also likely to be replaced. Yando Diamio Santos. So Diogo is on. Rafik Fazail is off. Liberty will probably drop into a slightly deeper role. So the tactical battle being introduced midway through this half. Marcinho, he's off, the goal scorer. Really could and should have had a hat-trick, but this is the goal. It separates the teams. A flying volley into an unguarded net. Good technique. Got that little group of 200 or so fans up on the main stand. Very happy indeed. Goes on to replace him, Zuki Sagawa. Also replaced. Leandro is on for Gomez. Sagawa gets a cross in. Into a tackle that could have been costly because he's on a yellow card. There's Diogo's first touch. Judy Amat. Arif made a run forward, that created space for Matt Davis. Arif. Tracked back by Sato, who's done a brilliant job both ends of the pitch. I think he's been caught there by Davis accidentally. Aggressive in the tackle was Davis, but he's gone over and caught Sato. Not sure how badly, but can rest assured the Japanese player is going to stay down. It's this bit, he just steps back, catches him on the side. Every right to stay down. Not sure about holding his face. Damiao and Sagawa. Two changes up front. Can't quite work that one out, but Matt Davis has got the throw in. Level with the 18-yard line. 20 minutes to play. 20 minutes for Johor to maintain their unbeaten record in all competitions this season. Heberty on the edge of the box. Blocked to Lever Corbinong. Bergson. Heberty. Ari's header. Expertly defended once again. They really are strong defensively. Rudi Amat. Lowry. Hongwon. Munith. Slides away from Leandro Damiao. Diogo. Now then, Yanaga. Just steps into a tackle by Shane Lowry. Amat. Corbinong looks like he's pushing a lot further forward at the moment. Corbinong's cross. Easily picked off as Bergson came in over on the far side. Again, really good defending. That by Kyohei Nobirazato. It's delicious, and Bergson, he's used to bullying defenders. He's probably 4 or 5 inches taller than Kyohei Nobirazato, but the defender, just lucky, does enough to hold off the Brazilian. Heberty. Heberty again. Experience the key now up front for JDT. Heberty trying to pull the strings almost from a number 10 position. Diogo. Bergson. A little clip on the ankle, referee not interested. Taki Bernarda will be more interested in that from Juan Munith. And frustration building up for Johor, who still trail to that Marcinho goal on the stroke of half-time. Quiet day at the office for Yasuto Wakizaka. His replacement, Asahi Sasaki. So 3 of the 5 changes that can be made. Oh, it's not Wakizaki, is it? He's staying on. Risato it's going to be, so that's like for like. Sasaki will go over to left full-back. Can get forward, but I don't think that'll be his job description in this remaining 15 to 20 minutes or so. Jordi Amat closed down by Leandro Damiao. Sagawa closes down Davis. Those 2 substitutes very, very sharp. Heberty eased into the boards, and that will hurt Heberty. Kodamaya. It's right on the touchline. Bergson is cut off, and Kodamaya is getting a card, a yellow card. And I think it's more for the end result of his challenge. Bergson reacted. It's shoulder on shoulder, it's right by the touchline, and Eberty has gone into the boards. And it's because of the result of him going into the boards, I think, that there was such a reaction from the Johor players. Ouch. And yes, aggressive. Anywhere on the pitch, I think it's a free kick, not a yellow card, but because of the closeness of the touchline and the danger involved, yellow card for Shintoro Kurumaya. Eberty, thankfully, all right. Advertising hoardings, thankfully, all right as well. Lewis helps it in. Lowry's header. Everybody going to the near post. Munith, a little bit of magic. Well played by Sasaki to defend. Crunching challenge by Matt Davis that he's penalised for. Seiko again on the receiving end of a cruncher from Davis. In recent years, this is no problem. Great work from Munith originally. Davis has got nothing but ball, but they don't like studs up. And the makers of the rules these days, they don't like the full-blooded challenge. Much as you'd like to disagree with the referee, I think by the modern interpretation, that is a free kick. Thankfully, not a yellow card. All just adds to the frustration for Esteban Solari and co. Bergson, free kick again. Arms were raised. Diogo Santos is in words. You can see Leandro Damião is asking for the yellow card for Bergson. There's nothing there, is there? It's not even a raised arm. He's using his arm just to try to lever away just a little bit, and Kuramaya's made the most of that. He's having to really control himself at the moment, is Bergson da Silva. Joins Hongwon in the referee's notebook. Wakizaka. Segura, Wakizaka. Kihiro Yanaga. Again. Has had a more difficult opponent all season. Pull back by Lever Corbinong. Naga's influence on the game, absolutely immense. Wakizaka with the free kick. Last time from a not dissimilar area, he tried to catch out Shihan Hazmi. The shot to the near post. It's a Much better cross, cleared by Lowry. Davis and Seiko have had their moments. Seiko takes it into the corner. Lowry hoists it clear. Tuki Seiko down that left-hand side has been a real thorn in the side. He's got the assist for the goal. He's worked both ends of the pitch really well. This is Sasaki. Shane Lowry. Johor fans are used to seeing their team score 5s and 6s and 7s, 10s on one occasion. Johor tried to take a quick free kick and it's been stopped. There'll be a yellow card for Kento Takibanada for the foul, but Johor were trying to get on with things quickly, took the quick free kick and they weren't allowed to by Abdurrahman Al Jassim, just to add to the frustration that's building. Kawasaki showing real professionalism in slowing the game down. Not pretty. But Johor would do exactly the same if the roles were reversed. Takibanada picks up a yellow card. A little bit of the ball, but comes through on the back of the ankle. Takibanada having received treatment, he's off the pitch, asking to come on. Johor, in the meantime, are playing through Lowry. Hongwon, space for Korbinong. Looks for Diogo. Kurimaya, terrific header once again. Hongwon wins it back. Munit to Heberty. One Munit. Jody Amat. Kawasaki sitting deeper and deeper. Arif intercepted and just hoisted into vacant area, and there's a little bit of naughtiness going on off the pitch, and Diogo, he's got himself a yellow card. Santo. Nothing more than a push on Yamane. But just trying to nip any problems in the bud. And more changes. The experience of Jao Schmidt. Kazuya Yamamura. Seiko's had a really, really strong game. And Schmidt can come and just sit in that central midfield area. Inside Takibanada. Yamamura, I suspect, will become a third central defender. Yanaga, terrific. There is Yamamura's first involvement. Sasaki, effectively pushed into a wing-back position. Segura's made a great run ahead of him, but Sasaki is heading towards the corner flag. And retention of possession. And then Yamane. Three central defenders, Yamane and Sasaki can get forward, and that's a crunching tackle to stop Korbinong. Munith. Heberty. Good chase, but that will run through to the goalkeeper, Johnson Grong. Still options on the bench, cameos perhaps from Hendrik or silky skills of Akir Rashid, perhaps. Use of the head by Shihan. Johor throwing a little bit of caution to the winds. It's effectively a back two. Free kick goes the way of Arif. He's asking for a card. Sasaki just on. '45th minute goal by Marcinho, separating the teams. Johor tried to drive forward. Diogo sees off Schmidt. One Brazilian versus another. Munith. Heberty thought of the shot. Didn't get it away. Arif. Look how many white shirts between Arif and the goal. Davis hoisted into the penalty area. Comes off Heberty and Schmidt. Looks forward for Segura. Jody Amat gets in a touch, as does Corbin Ong, and Jody Amat comes away with the ball. Urgency. And Sasaki deals with Arif Ayman. Segura is down. The referee is obliged to come over to have a look. It just kills 15 to 20 seconds. It just takes the momentum from Johor. Slows the game down. Heberty. Watching out for the future stars. The star of this game, despite Marcinho's goal, the star of this game was Akihiro Yanaga. Veritable veteran. We'll have one of Johor's veterans, a Diogo or Heberty. Have they got something in store? Maybe it's young Arif Ayman. What's behind Arif? And he's trying to just force things a little bit, behind Davis. Shamakuti is going to come on for Hongwon. A little bit more energy. Hongwon was on a yellow card from the 10th minute. Shamakuti, hopefully back after serious injury. Looking fit and strong. Johor needing to be fit and strong over the next 2.5 minutes. It's urgent now. Heberty. Schmidt is in there. A real morass of players. Free kick goes to JDT. The Southern Tigers, as they're called. To move that molten ball back behind mark from the referee. He's been fussy but accurate throughout the game. 7 red and blue shirts looking for some magic from Munith. Munith goes for goal. That was ambitious. It's unlikely to be productive. So far out, a goalkeeper of that stature, of that experience. Yes, it's fizzing. Yes, it gets an ooh. It also gets that reaction from Esteban Solari. The final change. Munith taken out. Dos Santos. Actually, Corbin-Hong it was who went off. Hendrik, Malaysian international, finds Diogo. Just a swarm of white shirts. Kawasaki have been really, really professional. Sagawa is injured. Is fouled. Hendrik wants to get on with it. Muneth is hurt, but Johor have no sympathy for him. They want to get on with the game. Heberty. Arif. Massed ranks of Kawasaki. A loose pass from Hendrik. 5 minutes only. Considering the raft of substitutions. Johor's record domestically this season has been just about impeccable. We always felt that the real challenge, the real focus for them was the AFC Champions League, and this performance by Kawasaki Frontale shows exactly why. Lowry hoists it up. Bergson and Arif get in each other's way, but Bergson smuggles it out to Davis. Heberty. And just so many white shirts back. And then they can break and use a bit of space. And Schmidt, Yamane and Schmidt. Just trying to play it down the channel. It's not the best pass, and Hendrik can drive forward. Diogo, Bergson, little break. Arif, 5, 6 white shirts there. Shamakuti barges into his man, referee plays an advantage. And Lowry will pick up a yellow card for that. And again, a little bit more time can be eked out by Sagawa. It's pretty agricultural from Shane Lowry. He's had a good game defensively. Saved one on the line. Dealt with the challenge of Gomez. Leandro Damião pretty well. It looks like he could well be on the losing side for the first time this season, Johor. Corner flag will do. Lowry, Shamakuti. Leandro works really hard. Referee plays an advantage. Hendrik down the line. Diogo. And the strength from the Japanese players. Schmidt runs it out. Free kick though. Through the 5 minutes of time added on. Arif Ayman. Davis available. Arif likes space to run into. There hasn't been any for him, not since the early stages anyway. Hoists in across. Diogo trying to put it back to Shamakuti, but plenty of cover defensively there. 2 minutes remaining. Davis gets on with urgency. Hendrik Dos Santos cleared at the near post by Ominami. Well, breaks to Bergson. And that's very ambitious. You know he's capable of it. Scored over a goal a game in his time in Johor. The Sultan Ibrahim Stadium has been an absolute fortress 50+ games since Johor Darul Taksim lost a competitive match here. A domestic match. A bit of naughtiness involving Munith. João Schmidt gets involved. All this does, it just disrupts the game. It's good for Kawasaki. Schmidt and Munith pick up yellow cards. Not really sure what João Schmidt did wrong there. Kawasaki have just to ping that into the corner because that is the last kick of the match. And Kawasaki Frontale have held on to the goal given them to by Marcinho just before half-time. It wasn't a pretty final 20 minutes from them. Several of the Johor players going over to referee Abdurrahman Al-Jassim. Not quite sure what for, maybe for not enough time being added on. But it's frustration for Johor Darul Taksim. They lose in competitive football for the first time this season. Kawasaki Frontale, who are looking to improve their season. They've got Emperor's Cup semi-final to go. They've got a winning start to their AFC Champions League campaign. Marcinho's goal just before half-time, an overhead kick into an empty net after a flick on by Taksuki Seiko. Kawasaki Frontale, they had the better chances. There were a couple of shots saved off the line, one by Yodi Amat, one by Shane Lowry. Cameras focus on Abdurrahman Al-Jassim. But that little knot of Frontale fans will be very, very happy. Forza Kawasaki is their buzzword. Yanega was outstanding. Johor gave everything they possibly could, but in the end, it's not enough. It has finished in the AFC Champions League. Group I, match day 1, Johor Darul Taksim 0, Kawasaki Frontale 1.